casting live from Vienna, Austria. The next match between Tampere and Flipper. And in blue for Tampere, number 2, Ilkka Hulko. Number 3, Olli Korhonen. Number 5, Seppo Antila. Number 9, Antti Vattera. Number 10, Totti Nurmi. Number 11, Marko Pitkanen. Number 12, Alexei Hautala. And the captain, number 13, Antti Salonen. Number 16, Timo Peltari. And number 17, Juho Aalto. On the other side of the pool, in white, for Flipper, wearing number 1, Henrik Kass. Number 4, Tor Hammer Nielsen. Number 7, Martin Kjellgård. Number 8, Jakob Lapp. Number 9, Søren Nielsen. Number 10, Kim Isberg. Number 20, Tim Jensen. Number 23, Richard Grove. And the captain, wearing number 26, Mikkel Rasmussen. Number 28, Bastian Davidsen. Number 37, Andreas Antonsson Kies. Number 71, Claude Larsen. And on the substitute bench, Søren Bakke and Lars Andersen. We can see the deck referee is Tommy Jeppesen. And in the water, Rafe Tito Demoras. And who is the other referee in the water?
Uh, 3 meters above the pool?
Yeah, roughly.
And
we have a good view.
We have a good view. This all steel pool. Jan.
1 minute.
1 minute before the game's match start.
Yeah, this should be a really interesting match. I'm really curious to see which team, if any team, can gain the advantage in this one. Notably, the team of Tampere is only with 10 players, so they have only 4 players on the bench, no substitute players, whereas Flipper is with 14 players, so even 2 substitute players. We'll see if that makes a difference in the endurance in the long run of the game.
And it also depends in part on when the lost players became known to the team, because if you find out the day before, that's a much worse feeling than if you knew a week ahead of time.
Yeah, that's...
And I think illness, it's been maybe a winter influenza or something like that, could be.
Well, whatever happened, they're here with 10 people, but I think I saw. I think most of the strong players that I know of are here. So we'll see what they bring up. And interestingly, in the first round, Flipper won all 3 of the matches, whereas Tampere only managed to tied 1 against Malch and lost 2 games. But you have to say that Tampere also had 2 very difficult opponents, very strong opponents, whereas Flipper pretty much had 3 of the easiest matches of the whole season already in the first round. So this does really not mean that Flipper is a favorite to win this game. I actually think it's pretty open, depends on the form of the day, and I'm really curious to see which way it goes.
So we were talking about the need to hold possession, so that the Finnish club, Tampere, they will have to hold on to the ball and not lose it and fight to get it back all the time, because that's very tiring.
Yeah, so if they have to make a lot of counter-attack, counter-attack, back, forth, swimming, that will be difficult for Tampere. Now we see the start of the game. Let's see who wins the ball first.
Ready?
Here we go. Oh, that's clearly
they were
Flipper was
first,
really quick on this one.
I mean, when people say that Flipper is not a team that concentrates on swimming, it's a mistake to say that they're really slow or bad swimmers and stuff like that. That's just simply not true. They like to fight on the surface.
Yeah, they do that quite a bit. So Flipper has won the ball and not lost it since, and they are trying to slow roll here for a little bit, keep possession of the ball. And now they tried to put some pressure on, instantly lost the ball to Ikoholko, if I saw that right, in defense. And we have Søren Nielsen trying to win the ball, and Antti Valtara who tried to bring the counter-attack forth. Hulko wins the ball back.
A little back and forth there.
Back and forth there, losing the ball.
But Tampere looks quite settled. They're not panicky. They're doing quite well.
Yeah, so now Tampere settles in offense on the opposing goal, and this is
Flipper coming over.
Been talking too quick. Here's a try of a counter-attack. Can he? Well, that was a good pass. Can they manage to bring the ball to the free player on the left-hand side?
It's dangerous.
He's totally free, but the defender managed to come in again and
they drifted
squeeze
up.
in.
Yep.
Oh, the ball is really dangerous on the ring.
Could be
and there's a call.
wedging.
What do we have? What's the call?
Was it shoulder in the basket?
I couldn't see it, but because of the camera, what goal?
Goal wide.
Aha.
Okay.
We didn't even see that.
Obviously, it was a goal. I couldn't see that, but Tampere is not protesting as far as I see, so seems to be all right. So we couldn't
Interesting.
Yeah, no, Tampere is not protesting at all, so it must have been a goal, really.
Did they take the ball out quickly, or what happened?
Maybe it bounced out. If you shoot the ball in the bucket, it just bounces off the... No, obviously.
Wants to challenge the goal.
Okay, no, so there is discussion. We can't see it from the camera here. As the goalie is on the basket, and there we only see the ball close to the goal. Well, if the referee thought this one was in, clearly it wasn't.
I didn't see a goal.
Yeah, no, maybe the referee on the side next to our camera just saw the ball through the bars of the goal and through the bucket and thought it was in.
Okay, so there's a rule now that you can have a video appeal. It costs you a timeout if your appeal is unsuccessful. So is Tampere appealing?
Yeah, Tampere will challenge this, and if it's what we think happened, then clearly they will judge that there was no goal. And then
well, that's why I said that the only thing I could see was shoulder in the basket. I didn't see any goal.
Yeah, no, we couldn't see any goal.
And
clearly.
there was no big shoulder in the basket. It was mild shoulder in the basket at most.
And also, there was just the number 3 defender for Tampere who was a bit in our way, which is Olli Kohonen, who is a huge guy. So obviously we couldn't see a lot behind him.
It could be that one referee who was on the right side will simply say it was not a goal. They will know. They don't need to review. Oh, they're reviewing it there.
Yeah, they're reviewing it. So Our head referee, Tommy Jensen, is at the refereeing table watching it. Maybe he has to ask the referee who called the goal when exactly or where exactly he saw the goal.
I feel pretty certain it was not a goal. But
Yeah, as you see, there's a lot of referees down there and taking a look.
and we see Anton Chuzin, the head of the
Of the whole
Underwater
tournament.
Rugby channel and Euroleague organizer.
Yep.
So of course this is very important for development of the game that we have
Yeah.
this possibility.
So this normally, if in the role of Tampere, if this happens to you, you're being called a goal against, where there was clearly no goal. If that was what happened here, then this really changes the rest of the match. Not only you're 1 goal behind, but also this unsettles you quite a bit. So in the game you're not cool anymore, but you have to really work to keep your calm and not.
After watching the replay, there is a goal. No goal.
No goal. Yeah.
No goal.
The ball was outside the basket.
Okay. So head referee
White
Tommy
team
Jensen
ball.
decided there was no goal, and it's a white team ball now. Team ball means the team can start all together with the ball. It's not a free throw, so the player with the ball can start to swim wherever he wants, but they have to start in their own half.
So that was a good call, and
Yeah, good call for Tampere to challenge this, but obviously if the ball was not even in the bucket, obviously it would challenge it. So yeah, a pretty good example.
Would you say that that's also a chance for Tampere to rest? If they have fewer players, it's good for them.
Yeah, we were only 1.5 minutes into the game, so
That's
maybe
true,
that was
that's
not
true.
that important yet. But Flipper is back in the driver's seat, and we have Mikkel Rasmussen being held by Juho. Juho Alto is trying to pull him out. Yeah, and he managed that.
Yeah.
And this has to be free throw.
Juho Aalto's also a big guy.
Yeah, he's one of the biggest guys.
Wide free throw.
It's a wide free throw? How's that? Actually, Mikkel was
Holding.
holding the ball. Juho was
Wide
holding
free
Mikkel and pushing him out. So normally to my
Maybe they
well,
judged that he
whatever.
had the grip
Okay,
on the ball.
it was
I
wide
don't
free
know.
throw, but it was stripped away really quickly by Timo Pelteri.
But they lost it again.
Yeah, they lost it again. So here's Martin Kjellgaard, who got the ball over to the right-hand side.
Oh, they're coming in
they-
from above.
they
He's
took-
got a
they
nice
took-
pass.
He got a good position there, but he was instantly clinched from behind, and now Tampere is trying to get the ball out. Antti Valtera.
That was a shame for Tampere that they
Grabbing the head.
didn't see the ball on the bottom there.
Yeah, they let some time pass before they actually tried to start the counter-attack. That gave the possibility to Flipper to stop them, but anyways, they got a free throw out of the deal. So we're going the way of Flipper's basket now. Well, a challenge like we just had, when you challenge a referee's decision, always changes the mood of the game a bit. It's it unsettles some players or anything, and it's always difficult to regain your rhythm and everything. Well, he's being held, but no
Yeah,
problem.
they
It's
didn't call it.
advantage to Flipper. We still bring the ball forward. Yep.
So,
So-
looking for that pass.
Yeah,
and,
looking for the pass, but they're not aggressively taking position on Tampere's goal. No, they're trying for a little bit, but oh wow, Hugo. No, it was actually Corin. He didn't see the ball for a bit, but yeah, it's being clinched away, and we're going
dangerous
to see
position
this.
though, right above the basket.
Yeah, it's
first
always
down.
dangerous to have the ball clinched right there.
Now, the back could see what was
Well,
happening.
can they bring the ball down to the right hand side? They can. Can they
Oh.
actually score from there?
Oh.
Wow, it's on the rim. It's on the rim, but it was not in. No
No.
problem. No shoulder in the basket. Ball not in.
That was a good save
Everything
there.
good.
Yeah.
But now can Tampere bring the ball out and develop?
Going all the way
Keeps
over.
it. The left hand side is being clinched from behind. And do they lose the ball there? I feel
Oh, down on the
it's-
bottom. They pick
it
it
fe-
up.
it fell free.
16.
It's Timo Pelteri
okay.
again. doing a lot of swimming here. Tries to drill in on the defender.
They've got a good position
Oh no!
on the goal.
The pass over to the left-hand side was not seen by Ilkka Hulka in this case. And
That was a shame.
yeah, that was a good.
They had two players by the basket. They
Yeah, that was good. So now the counter-attack is going, and here is Mikkel Rasmussen. Brings it over to well, they get it under the goal.
Right
There's
side.
no defender under the goal right here, but Tampere seems
Survived
to
that,
yeah, they survived that, and Tampere seems to have a big interest in trying to clinch the guy with the ball from behind instead of in the first place being in between basket and the ball. But now it's Thor Hammer Nielsen who tries to drill in from above. Can he get the ball somewhere off to one of his teammates on the left or right hand side? Can't see a lot here.
No goalie right now.
Yeah,
The goalie's there, yeah.
He's back there, but again,
The ball drifts down, picked up by Flipper.
this was
Was it Rasmussen?
yeah, it was Rasmussen who tried to score there, but he only gave himself one shot. Like, he tried for 1 second, and when he realized he wouldn't score instantly, he instantly turned away
Juhalto
and
drops the ball.
tried to
Is that
give
Ole
a pass.
Korhonen on the bottom?
Might have been. That's a good pass in front, but still there's a lot of Flipper players. Flipper plays really well on their way back to defend against counter-attacks, so there's Antti Vaatara with the ball here, but only
Nice play by Tampere there to hold on to the ball. And move
yeah,
it
they
across.
were under quite a bit of pressure of forechecking here, and now there's a free throw for what?
Blue free throw.
Blue free throw.
Holding. Roughing.
Roughing against Flipper.
No, it's a blue free throw, so it was against yeah, okay, yeah, it was called against Flipper. So, Tampere free throw. Can they develop? And well, for the most part, the game has been in the open. But if a team would be in more, closer to scoring, it should be Flipper right now. Maybe now we can turn it around. So here's Olli Korhonen and Timo Peltari trying to take position behind the defender, but yeah, he just gives it up because he realized that the pass won't come through. And it's again scrummed at the surface.
And Tampere has the ability to fight on the surface.
And now
with
there's
Flipper.
3 Flipper players on the bottom, and no, there was, well, okay, that's now quite free for him to counterattack. Also, you realize Flipper is one of the few teams to play without shirts, so when they play white, they don't have white shirts. That's for us a bit more difficult to realize who is who. Well, they try the dangerous pass here.
The ball
And Tim Jensen won
stays down. Yeah.
Tim Jensen won the ball back after it was lost, so that's what we saw up to now. When Tampere wins the ball and tries to counterattack, Flipper has a really good defense. They move backwards quickly and forecheck as quickly as possible, so they don't give them space and time to accelerate.
That was really good there. He
But
controlled the ball very well. He went down, came up, breathed.
yeah, but now also we see a bit that the game is closer to the surface. You see that just the camera is often points towards the surface to watch the ball. It's not always down at the bottom, more in the middle height or sometimes higher, and only close to the goal Flipper will try to really bring it down. Now we have Thor Hammer Nielsen who tries to drill the ball in with any force he has, and in the end, well, they won the ball, but will he try to push out the counter-attack? Well,
oh, but they've lost it, and now Flipper's got a chance to.
I think it was Claude Larsen who picked up the ball there. We go for counter-attack. He's free to. Yeah, now he has space.
Claude Larsen's also.
He doesn't put. You see, Flipper doesn't immediately put a lot of pressure on. And now can they bring the ball to the left-hand side? Well, the defender is there, so Kalhuko is in the way, and if he's in the way, there's really no way. But they managed to drill in there, it seems like. And
pass over to the left, it's going to score.
Wow, that's really.
No, he drops it.
That was really close. Antti Vaatara came in just in time to reach in from behind because Olli Korhonen was outplayed under the goal. That was really close. Now there's no defender. Tries to
Oh,
just push the head of the goalie away, but didn't work. Goalie moved very well.
that was
Well,
an opportunity.
but now we see the goalie pretty deep in the goal with one shoulder. Now no longer. Well, that's okay. Yeah, and Flipper is putting the pressure on slowly, so they're coming in waves. They put on some pressure, then they get the ball out again, like you see here. And we'll gather a bit of breath. Like you see here, is not a lot going on. But also, Tampere does not have the endurance to really pressure them and
stay down
and to stress them and to stop them from just pausing. Rasmussen, and he's being screened against the forecheckers even at the surface. You see that? That was one of his teammates who was just lying in the way on the surface, so he could have some time. Now, another strong attack. Tries to bring the ball down to Hammer Nielsen, but he's been clinched away. This has been the name of the game so far. And can they bring it to the left side? This should be a goal. And yeah, they got it in. So eventually they managed to work the defense away.
Well, I think that's not a surprise, really. There was a lot of pressure.
Yeah, they really
deserved
this
to get a goal.
Yeah, by the time they really had several good chances. The defenders were notably really in trouble.
27.
Now, Tampere could score a goal back and make this a more even match against Still.
But so here's Mikkel Rasmussen with the assist, gives it to the left-hand side. And we have a timeout called for
blue timeout
for Tampere.
Tampere called timeout.
And the goal was scored by Kim Isberg. Here, very nice under the back of the goalie, really lifted him up.
Classical technique.
Yeah, classical technique. It's what you want to. It's the position you want to achieve as a team. So basically, most of the time you work to get the defenders away, to give somebody the possibility to be able to do this attack on a goalie, because that's obviously where a goalie is most fragile.
Right now we have a short break during the timeout, and
that's interesting. You see Flipper team having standing in a circle and talking and having tactics and everything, and the team of Tampere is just
getting air.
Yeah, they're just breathing. They're just trying to cool down, and I feel like being only 10 players really hurts Tampere here.
Players back in the water.
I used to see more aggressive counter attacks from Tampere back in the last round in Copenhagen, but they seem to not be able to power through the counter attacks here.
No, they're having trouble clearing their own zone.
Yeah, definitely. Also, Flipper, I think, very cleverly realized that they don't need to move backwards instantly to the goal. They really put a focus on forechecking instantly and not even letting Tampere go close to the goal.
They're going all the way over. Now
we had Antti Salonen who pushed the goal in.
2-on-2, tied up on the side.
Yeah, and well, I think he calls roughing here because he was grabbing around the head quite a bit. Yeah, rough play. That's it.
Free throw, roughing.
It was called against number 16 here for Tampere, which is Teemu Peltari. I feel that on the way forward, Peltari with number 16 and Fatara with number 9 are the most active players to try and bring the counter-attacks over to the other side. But
Vantere must play back. He's coming up from the bottom when they get the ball.
I'm not even sure. I think he's playing forward here. Well, does Tampere win the ball out here? Yeah, you see where
you're right. He's
he's forechecking. He just won the ball in midfield, but again, he was alone. He couldn't get the ball off to somebody else.
Flipper able to hold on to the ball rather easily.
Yeah. So nice. Again, you see number 16, Peltari, doing a lot of work in forechecking, but they are on a loose spot there, being left alone quite a bit. And wow, that was actually nice. He brought the ball over to the left-hand side, which would have been awesome, but there was no
player.
No teammate actually. I think no teammate expected him to be able to bring the ball over to the other side.
Yeah, but now they're going.
Now they're having
player,
another. Yeah, but
the pressure is
yeah,
still.
they just wow, and they managed to shoot into the goalie, into the goalie exchange. He didn't even need to push the goalie up there. He just, in the precise moment when the goal is changed, he managed to push it in. And that's what you deserve. You deserve the goal for just forcing the ball close to the goal, keeping it there for several seconds, and then you get the chance to choose the moment. And that's
we
what
see it
what
again here.
Yeah, he was alone. He pulled down 3 defenders for Tampere, and there the change was a bit loose from Seppo Antola on Aleksi Hautala. So Hautala actually went straight up. He felt his other goalie behind him touching him, so he knew he was already there, and he got up too loosely instead of moving out towards the ball. He just went straight up, and that's what cost them the goal there. There I think is Juho Aalto tries to force his way in, brings the ball over to the left-hand side, but they were not very well positioned to be able to score there. And now the ball is clinched again. It's Marco Pitkanen who tries to not lose it. And now I think it's Hammer Nielsen for Flipper, who secured the ball. He will now wait for a few seconds until he gets the best grip on the ball, and then he'll try to rough it out. That's what happened. Yeah, you see the game is a lot on the surface.
Flippers
trying to push out, but
not the level of pressure that Tampere is able to mount now is a lot less.
Yeah, and they're not in a hurry to power out super quick counterattacks. They just want to make sure to not lose the ball. Well, that
holding.
Yeah,
Blue free throw.
Okay, that's
holding called against Flipper.
Blue free throw.
Also, we saw the ball a lot at the surface, and this is a result of Tampere not having many players.
Yes.
So they're
trying to rest in the scrums.
And this is tricky because you can breathe while you're in a scrum, but at the same time you're using a lot of strength. You're losing a lot of power. Now maybe now they can mount a good attack. Can he push the goalie, the defender away? He brought the ball in on the right side. I think we have pushing here. Is it? Yeah, it was holding without the ball on the Tampere player who lost the ball out of hand a little bit. And still was held back. So Tampere will have a problem at some point, because if the ball is a lot at the surface, when the ball gets free and it gets down, if most of them are at the surface and if they are their strength is used up because they scrummed and they fought a lot, then they will not be very quick on their way down to help against an eventual counter-attack. And now we see Hammer Nielsen stripping the ball out. He has got a lot of force, but he's being challenged by 3 players for Tampere at the same time, but as I said, on the surface. And this, I don't think this bodes well for Tampere in the long run. But now Tampere putting up a lot of pressure here. 3 forecheckers on it, win the ball back in midfield. But they can't get a clear pass. They can't get a counter-attack. You see he won the ball, but he had to get up to the surface. Couldn't mount the pressure. Well, that's it.
That's Flipper on the right side here. They also like to go to the surface.
Yeah, Flipper likes to go to the surface, and Tampere has to do it a little bit because they have less players now. So this really plays into the cards of Flipper, because this is more their usual game style than it is of Tampere.
Holding, blue free throw.
Well, holding is called again.
Holding, blue free throw.
Awarded to Tampere. So actually this game is going pretty well for Tampere, given that they're down several players.
Yeah.
And if they can keep this at the same level, they could strike back and get back into this game.
We'll see. It might be very interesting if Tampere could somehow mount an attack that scores. They have shown us 2, 3, maybe 4 chances where they could have mounted a good chance, and just really the last pass was the problem. Okay, referee does not give the ball free right now. No, now we go. And there he is pretty alone. Wow, that was huge. I feel this was Totti Nurmi. Couldn't see it really well here. Yeah, it was Nurmi. He scored. He scored a goal all on his own.
Assist.
I don't know if that even gives an assist because he got the ball
17.
way. Well, okay, we give the assist. That was
I also question whether giving assists is meaningful all the time, especially if it's not directly before the goal.
yeah, because this assist was not really difficult, but still, this was an awesome goal for Totti Nurmi. You see, he was all alone. There was 3 defenders, and I think that defenders were not really fearing a goal immediately here. Now you see that he's all alone. He fakes a pass and he gets a hold of the goalie. Beautiful goal. And this is what Tampere needed, really, what we just said. So now Flipper will try to strike back and put themselves in 2 goals distance again. They try to drill in from above.
Oh,
He removed the goalie, but he couldn't score. Now goalie is back in there.
Half-time.
halftime.
Okay, we're in half-time, and that was rough for Tampere in the last seconds.
But it was a good performance by Tampere. They
Yeah,
held on well. They managed to come back, even up the game.
yeah. Well, it's not evened up in. Well, the scoreline is 2-1, so they're still behind, and also they didn't even up the game in the gameplay, so still advantage.
Psychologically,
in the
there
was still. Flipper felt like the team in control and in the driver's seat, but what's really important and really interesting now is that still they managed to score that 1 goal out of nothing right before halftime, and this is really important because now this will give them a realistic chance in the second half to fight for
to
this.
equalize. Yeah,
If they go into a halftime with 2-0 trail, and obviously being the
much
team
tougher.
that's been dominated, that will not give them a lot of chance to believe in being able to win this game. But now they must have quite a boost.
Like the reporter, you need both, the reporter and the producer. But the producer can cancel everything anytime because they have the power. And they are only trying to fill up the time, and they also feel like I have.
But if we give them, you know, you got 2 minutes for free, come on, or 30 seconds or whatever, and it's fun. And this ski guy on Sunday evening sports session can talk something weird about it, whatever, you know. It's skiing all over now because we just won the medal and stuff. So, could still happen.
Well, I think we are ready for second half. About.
So 1 minute, milk and sugar.
Yeah, thanks.
Lots on. Ja, leider.
All right.
All right, welcome
So
back.
you're from Krefeld, Germany. And,
Originally,
and
yeah.
now you live in Vienna,
I live in Vienna now.
and you say that there's some difference between the style of the of Vienna playing and Krefeld.
Well, yeah, sure, but it's you know, you have a big difference in general between Scandinavian teams playing and most older German teams playing. When I started to play, there was only old German guys, and they were playing a really slow style.
Control.
Yeah, very controlled, no risks at all. You don't throw a pass if you're not 100% sure that it will arrive. And if you watch the Scandinavian teams play, you see a lot more aggressive passes, more risks. But it's also fun to watch, and if you really want to score, that's the way to go.
Okay, we're off to start at the second half here. First to the ball.
Again, Flipper wins the sprint for the ball. This is Thor Hammer Nielsen going with this pass to the left-hand side, but defense is set up, and also he's caught by Juho Aalto.
But Tampere's got the ball.
Tampere's got the ball out. This is Korhonen who won the ball, but he can't play a controlled pass. Now Ilkka Hulko covers the ball up.
They've run out of air a little bit there.
Now we have Mikkelsen, and we have Martin Kjellgaard, who was positioned under the goal. Can they score there? I don't feel. Yeah, no. They survived it, but now from the left-hand side, it's Thor. He was free. Is it in? Oh, yeah, he could score.
Goal wide.
That's very discouraging for Tampere because they had a rest at halftime, but when they came out, you could feel the energy level was different between these two teams.
Yeah, totally.
Assist.
So here you had the ball coming over to the left-hand side again, but Thor Hammer Nielsen, he had a meter way to accelerate, nobody to stop him.
Was it Tim Jensen who scored? Or
no, it was Thor actually.
Thor.
It was Hammer Nielsen, as far as I saw it. I think the assist was by Jensen.
Okay.
Wow, and they lose the ball again. Maybe now Flipper is trying to crack up Tampere really to get in two or three goals to really seal the deal in this match.
Well, they have a big advantage now, I think.
They do have that. Yeah, it was Hammer Nielsen who scored.
Okay, now they're coming over.
And they're taking position at the goal behind Korhonen. And they're going the way.
Screened out the back.
But forechecking came in. It was again Fatara and Totti Nurmi who stripped the ball away here for the.
He held the ball out there and
Korhonen
batted away.
That's okay, it's to Juho Aalto. And he's trying to find a teammate, but there's a lot of white guys in between.
So I think that's a sign that they're tired. They really are tired.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and you can see the defender is really in last moment here.
Oh, he held it up and...
Yeah, and he's clinched, but the defender, he was just down there for like 5 seconds, just clinched him away, waited for a forechecker to clinch, also instantly he left because he needed time to breathe.
Couldn't hold on to the ball.
So it's really a tough test for the team of Tampere here. And you see Tampere is really putting close to no pressure on them, on Flipper, when they're holding the ball just there on the surface, on the side, a couple of meters away from the goal.
Oh, he didn't have any air left. He had to go up, but the back was down in position.
And now, again, the position under the goal is taken. Can they capitalize? No, they lose the ball. Ilkka Hulko wins the ball, but yeah, that was again. Tampere player was close to the ball, but he was so tired that he couldn't convince himself going down another second to pick it up. And now there's serious pressure on the basket. Clinched away for the moment. Maybe now counter-attack. Can pass over to Fatera. But he...
Ole Korhonen couldn't get off a good pass. That's a sign they're really, really tired.
You saw that he was really lacking
He's
intensity.
a really good player. He's not the kind of person who just throws the ball away like that.
You saw the lack of intensity in his movement there, which is just due to the...
He was desperate to breathe.
Yeah, he was desperate to breathe, definitely. Maybe now?
On the surface.
They already showed us one lucky strike. Maybe they can get in another one here. 1 against 2. Also, Flipper is not going down with like 5 people to defend here. So if Tampere can surprisingly mount or bring 3 people close to the bucket, they can have a chance here. But yeah, this is Claude Larsen who won the ball, and now counter-attack rolls. No,
he's a very tall guy. He could get the ball out.
This is a tough game for Tampere because they really tried to put on the pressure in the forechecking, but this is very intensive on your endurance. And now on the way back, we'll see how far they can last.
Well, we said that at the very beginning, that if they were forced to forecheck hard all the time, they would run out of energy.
Yeah, they won the ball because also Flipper didn't really try to score very hard in this first wave. They just let one guy bring the ball in and let Tampere defend with 3 or 4 players. And then afterwards, they knew they were going to have a little bit more space.
So the players who are forechecking, they're compelling themselves to try to climb on the Flipper players' bodies to get up to the ball. That takes a lot of energy. It's tiring to do.
Yeah. I mean, if you win the ball there in forechecking, you get really good counter-attack chances, but also it's like really tiring. But it's difficult for Tampere, I feel, because it is their normal style of playing. They like to play a quick game. They like to win the ball in forechecking and do quick counter-attacks and turnovers.
Oh.
And now it's
Alto on the surface.
Yeah, it's Alto on the surface with.
He passes back. They managed to hold on to it. Ole Korhonen.
Is he hiding the ball?
Yeah.
Doesn't. Oh yeah, he's actually hiding the ball. Didn't know it, but yeah, but that was bad luck for him. It was pretty sweet until there, but Thor Hammer-Nielsen, he came in from the exchange bench and he knew exactly where it was.
That was pretty funny.
It away.
Yeah, that should be a highlight clip.
If that had worked out for Tampere, that's exactly the kind of action and scene that they need. They need to be able to score a goal with not a lot of energy.
Wide free throw.
So holding, so Flipper gets the ball back.
And you see there's only the goalie down.
But that's one thing that I've noticed that some of the really good players with ball handling skills, they hide the ball very well because you only have to hide it from the person who's closest to you, really, sometimes. Another person can see it, but they're far away. They're not in the picture.
Usually that's good enough if you can produce something else with the ball within a couple of seconds. So if you know where to pass, you can hide the ball for a second, lure somebody away, trick somebody, and then play the pass. But in this case, he had no other option. You see, he hit the ball. Nobody in the water saw the ball. That was all good. But he had no option. He had nobody to pass to. He was out of breath. He couldn't dive down. So yeah, the substitute player who came in just had all the time to take the ball. And now it's really putting up the pressure again from the side of the head of the goalie, but they couldn't score. Again, they're taking up really this. They're putting the ball just under the bucket, really close to it.
Oh, close.
No, it didn't work. Marco Pitkanen on the goal won the ball back, but
it's an open goal now.
Couldn't keep it. Tor brings the ball down. Wow, that somehow wriggled in. I don't even know who scored this one.
That was a really good effort by Tampere to defend in that situation, but they just broke down in the end.
Yeah, you saw Pitkanen on the goal. He managed to get a hold on the ball, and he could not get it anywhere because he was instantly under pressure. Who really scored this one? I don't even know. I feel it was Thor Hammer-Nielsen who stripped it out and flung.
Alexi Hautala was on the goal. He couldn't quite cover the goal in time.
Okay, so now we have an exchange. So substitution. Thor Hammer-Nielsen is going out, and Soren Bakke is coming in.
So they're saving him for the next game.
Yeah, kind of. I think because they feel like after this goal they have this victory sealed up, and now they just want to save him up.
Thank you. Oh, they're coming back over the other way again. Yeah.
Yeah, they can still try to score more goals. Why not? And the defense is really open here for Tampere.
And even though there's not very much light outside, it's enough to give us quite good visibility in the pool.
Yeah, I agree. We have quite good vision here. And you see there's no defender right down there. They have always 1 or 2 seconds where there's no defender when one is already going up and the second's not yet down. So difficult times. But they managed to stalemate it quite well, and now we do have Toti Nurmi, who won the ball in forechecking, who really is energetic and eager about bringing it forward, but we'll see.
Part of it is, isn't it, the Euroleague, to have some younger players who have more energy.
Yeah, totally. And now I think they stripped it away. It's Nurmi again, and now he's being called for holding without the ball. Oh, yeah. He was being held without the ball, so it's blue free throw here, I feel.
Blue free throw.
Yeah.
Holding. Timeout blue. Timeout blue.
Timeout, and there's also a second substitution for Flipper.
Larsen's out. Who went in there?
Well, Lars Andersen, obviously.
Timeout blue.
Lars Andersen went in, and Claude Larsen came out. And this is, I believe, this is just. It's not necessarily very tactical. I don't know that they need their substitute players in the water. I think it's more about saving up the energy of the players who are in the water.
But also, people spent time and money to come here. Why not let them play since the game's not in question?
Yeah, that's also clear. And look at the players of Tampere.
Tired.
I bet some of them would like to be substituted right now. Because they've been fighting a hell of a fight here. And normally I feel if Tampere is here with 14 players, I feel that this is a really, really open match.
They can beat any team.
Yeah, and so this is for them a bit of a blow that they have to suffer this through this match where they fight and fight and fight, but just gradually lose control.
We don't know about the situation for Ege, that they lost 4 players maybe at
yeah, that's already
the border control.
Yeah, that's.
Is that a fact, or?
I'm not really sure about it. It's a fact that for once that was this way. If they manage to still get the players in, or if they can manage to get other players, I don't know. That's still all in the open. We will see at the last at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when Ege is going to take on at 1500 Ege against Akaren. So now we're back in the match. We're having the ball with Tampere. And they're being pressured really
But if
a
Ege
lot.
came with 11 players, do you think they could beat Akaren? They might.
Well, yeah, I think it depends on who's missing, of course.
If they have Kipir, that they can
if Chihan is oh well, that was really good attack here for Tampere. It was just stripped out by the forechecker who just in time came in. Here's Thor Hammer-Nielsen who brings the ball up. And now counter-attack. How quick will that be there? Oh, there was a forechecker who came in from a substitution bench.
You played against, it's an open goal there.
Yeah, it's a classic. Well, there's one Flipper player waiting all over on the other side, but there's 3 blue players in between, so no chance of getting the ball over there.
There we see Tor again with the ball.
Yeah.
Now Tor is a really strong guy. How does it feel when you match when you meet him?
You just avoid.
Avoid it.
Yeah, you just avoid him by swimming. That's what you try at least. But the problem is he's as I'm a goalie, he's just at some point he's just coming to search me. And there he holds the ball very open behind his back and tries to shoot from above. But there was no teammate here who could pass down under the goal. Again, the ball is close to the surface. I don't know that this is
Out
good
of-
for
out of
Tampere.
bounds, out of bounds there.
Yeah, I think it's given out of bounds here. Yep, totally.
So it will be Flipper's ball here.
Yeah, white free throw.
White free throw.
So
White
will you
free
be
throw.
able to play for Austria in official CMS competitions, or
I
You
could,
apply.
yeah. I'm German, but I've been living in Austria for over 4 years, and I've never played for Germany, so I would be. And if there was the European Championship this year, I would have played for Austria. Wow, that's strong. He's been clinched with the ball, but meanwhile he stripped away the goalie, and now wow, that was a good chain. They had three good chances. Really, just one guy trying to push the goalie
28.
away, giving the ball to the next guy doing the same thing, and
Assist
the third one
37.
just sealed the deal there. No chance for the goalie.
yeah, now Tampere basically is just trying to
Assist.
prevent too many goals from going in. But
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Actually, that looked like a bit of attacking without the ball. Like
he started hitting before he actually.
no. The guy who tried to score before, I couldn't see his number here. So who has been given the assist for this goal?
He was moving the goalie off already.
Yeah. No. He was after he gave the pass. He was still
Pushing up.
tearing on the head of the goalie. I think that was not really correct, but they should have scored anyways. Now it's a one-on-one. Defender coming with. He tries to bring it. Wow, that was close. He pulled the goalie off towards the surface and just jammed the ball down, and it ended up on the rim. Just didn't go in.
They couldn't clear their own zone, and so Flipper back again.
Yeah, now you see 4 players of Tampere down there, which in the end results in exactly this. Some point later you will have only 1 or 2 of them down there, and that's a big problem. They still managed to survive here.
The goalie spun round in time to
Yeah,
throw
you
off
see,
the attacker.
there's a Tampere player who won the ball, but he can't get it free. It's Pelteri again, still one of the most active players in the match here for Tampere, but he's being alone quite a lot of the time. Can't find his teammates. Now he could find one. This is Nurmi again.
He stiff-armed him pretty well there. Stuck his arm out and
Yeah. And Pitkanen keeps the ball. Can he find somebody to give a pass? Yeah, close to the surface.
out of bounds.
Yep, clearly.
So we have about 3 minutes left here
Holding.
in the match.
White throw. Holding.
See if the official
White
clock says
free throw.
3 minutes and 9 seconds left. I think that Tampere just wants the game to be over now.
Yeah. Tampere is really just waiting for it to be over, and
And the Flipper players are thinking maybe I can score a goal.
also Tampere must be really frustrated here, because normally they would have a really good chance against them, and here they defended really well against this effort, but still they have to.
They could have more players in the games later because it's illness. I think they brought some players who are here, but they're
Wow,
they
and
didn't-
again there's
yeah.
three attackers for Flipper who are
Shoulder in the basket.
trying to work on
See.
the goalie here. No, it was holding onto the basket. That's a good call.
Holding in the basket.
If that was really what happened there, that's a good call, because it was
Holding
difficult
the
to see.
basket.
There was 3 attackers. The
Blue
goalie
free
was
throw.
nearly lost. But if he grabbed the goal to pull himself towards the goal, that's obviously
Not
forbidden.
allowed.
And it's difficult to see by the sometimes.
It can happen by accident even sometimes.
Yeah,
Briefly for a second.
Yeah, a lot of often players would do that without even knowing it. And you could
Yeah.
tell them later. They said, "No, I didn't do that," because you're doing it unconsciously. Because unconsciously you're searching for something to hold on to use as a handle. It's just natural. And now they have 3 or 4
opportunity.
attackers for Tampere who tried to bring the ball in, but they lost it in the defender in the middle. And Ilkka Hulko won it back. Can he work his way into the goal? Yeah, but he stays alone. There's just nobody who helps him now.
That was quite exciting.
Yeah, they could have put up another goal, and that would be quite nice for Tampere as a signal.
Yeah, they're fighting hard.
Yeah, they're fighting hard. If they could score another goal here, that would be really good signal for them, and also would send a clear signal to their next opponents that they're really not willing to give up
2-on-1.
2-on-1.
The goalie decides to go down. He's kicking. He didn't get called for kicking.
No,
but it didn't make any difference.
Well, it was a borderline kicking, I think. He had the foot was in front. That was okay. He didn't kick, but then maybe the knee was a bit rough.
But you could say it's an advantage call.
Yeah, look, the foot was okay, but here this knee was pretty rough. But also it's really difficult here because Tor Hammer Nielsen is really just
he's a very physical
quick,
guy.
very physical. And he moves with such force that it's really difficult. And if you want to block him away, he just moves 2-3 more times. You just can't put a good point of pressure against him. If ever you have a good hold of him, he would just wiggle all so much, and as he's stronger than than most people here, he will just always get free. Now they can get the ball down to the left-hand side.
I can remember
Alexi Hautala was nearly in position to score here, but they sealed the ball up.
When Flipper recruited Tor Hammer Nielsen to play for them, they were really happy. That was they stole him from another club. His father, Tommy Jeppesen, is one of the referees. So it's an underwater rugby family. Oh, that's
it's choking. That's choking here,
yeah,
but
they didn't call it.
I didn't call it, but the ball was free quickly again.
And that's open.
Nothing happened, I think.
So got over there.
Good thing there was no real problem.
And
Ball to the left side. Also here, watch the hand of the goalie. He was nearly holding onto the basket. Also here he has his palm on the wall, which is not allowed, because you can mount quite a lot of pressure as a goalie if you have your forearm and your hand on the wall. And now maybe there's a good chance for a counter-attack, but I feel like Flipper managed to break the speed of the counter-attack, and so here's only one guy for Tampere trying to power through 3 defenders. I think it was Antti Salonen who was up front in the end. Yeah, that's it. That'll do it.
6-1, Flipper wins.
Yeah, 6-1 the final score for Flipper, and definitely this is a bit due to only 10 players on the side of Tampere, and I would be eager for Tampere to have the possibility to have a rematch with better lineup, but they won't get one in this season. 1 match per season for each constellation of teams. So if they want to prove that they can be better than Flipper, they'll have to prove that in next season.
And Flipper is undefeated.
Flipper is undefeated. Flipper has gone now with 4 victories, no draws, no losses. So that's optimal start in the season. And this was really a game they could have lost otherwise.
Do you feel some inspiration in the leadership of Mickey Rasmussen and getting the club going over these years?
I think Mikkel is doing a real good job of forging a team that really has a team spirit, and they have a unique style to them. They're not playing like all the other teams. You see, they tend to be more on the surface, but they try to capitalize on that, and they really all know what they're doing. So I feel he's quite an inspirational trainer for the team and team captain. Also here in this game, you didn't find